Okay, we're going to take Saturday's paper. Okay, 9th December. Very interesting editorials and articles are there. 9th, actually, many articles are important. Hmm. Okay. So RBI is not changing its repo rates. So, why? Because inflation is still high on. Okay, go with the editorials because that itself will take a lot of time. Yes, India is having fixed dose combination problem. Okay. So what is this FDC? Anyone? Combination of two drugs. What is the meaning of that? Correct. Whenever you purchase a medicine, will it be having only one component or multiple component? Multiple components. This is 0.5%, 0.05%. One component will be very, higher in content. 95%, one content will be there, another content 5%. Sometimes equally. Okay, 20%, 10%, 40%, 30%. So like that will be there. Fixed drug combination. So what is your understanding about it? Why actually that multiple combinations? Hmm? They can give independently, right? Single drug they can give, no? If they want to give, okay. So one component they can give, another component, another tablet. So two tablet. So why this FDC? ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಮಾತಾಡ್ರಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಳಲ್ವಾ ಯಾರು? So patient, for example, four combination of drugs are required. They have to give four tablets. So the doctor says, please take all these four tablets at single time. So they may forget one tablet. So that giving the effect what actually doctor is expecting. Okay, so that is the concept of FDC. Is it the real concept? Means rule says, For example, if you are going to take a single drug, there is a regulation from the drug controller authority. Regulation. Strictly, they have to adhere to the regulations, whatever the regulations. Unfortunately, for fixed drug, that regulation means actually it is applicable, but not like exactly it is written there. So they are taking the advantage of that. If you put only one drug, okay, so drug control authority regulations, everything will be strictly followed. If you add one more drug to it, so that will not come in that law. But Supreme Court judgment is there. But still, no states are following. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು multiple drugs ಇದ್ದದಕ್ಕೆ rule apply. So even though not required, what pharmaceutical companies are doing is just for the sake of FDC, 99% only one component. Remaining small component, they're just adding to it so that it is becoming a fixed drug combination. Okay. Is there any advantage? Advantage is like patient instead of multiple tablets will be taking one tablet. Is there any disadvantage? Is there any disadvantage? What is the disadvantage? Again.
Components. Only one component or the allergic component.
Okay, one possibility. Then think ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೈಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ಗೂ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು. Other component might not be required for the patient. Correct. Especially in India, nobody cares for that. Okay, simply that shop owner says, seller says, it's okay, madam. Another two components extra is there. You want like extra means we feel happy. It is actually whatever the components doctor has written plus extra two components are there. Free. Take it free. Okay. No, that's we are. No, it is not about high dosage. We are talking about mixing of the dosage. The problem with one chemical interaction with other chemical. Are you getting the point? If it is separate, but here you are mixing 1, 2, 3 chemicals. So that interaction that may sometimes release toxins. It becomes toxic. So instead of helping the person to cure the disease, what it is doing? Opposite. It is acting as a toxic. So is it not a worst thing? Sir, then how the drug controller is keeping quiet and how the doctors are prescribing? What doctors think? So you feel like, okay, doctors are also corrupt here. They are the one who is giving advice, right? It is not true. Like doctors by willingly means they are not aware of that. They are thinking in India, all the drugs are being controlled and it is being monitored. So after clearing the regulations only, it is in front of us. So we can prescribe all the clinical trials, all the testing in lab, everything is pakka. So we can safely advise, but they are also not aware. So this is not regulated properly. FDC is not regulated. Single doses is regulated, but everyone is. Have you ever remember only one dose I have taken, sir? It is very difficult to remember. Whatever your small component you take, one or other thing, 0.01%. You feel like, what is this 0.0? Okay, we won't understand this. Yes, it may be helpful. No. So they will add it for nothing, just to ensure that they'll be not regulated. Idea banta? Okay, quickly we'll see this. Okay, so Qatar and UK and India, so they published study in Journal of Pharmaceutical Policy and Practice on the volume of unapproved and even banned fixed dose combination. So unapproved means simply in the market, it is being sold, but also are being sold in India. Using sales data, okay, of the pharmacies, the study documents that in 2020, 60.5% FDCs of antibiotics were unapproved, and another roughly 10% were being sold despite being banned in the country. See, 60% what we are consuming today, they are not approved. Simply they are in the market. 10% are banned. Even though it is banned, still they are selling. So so many of the unapproved or banned FDC contain antibiotics is alarming because of the increasing prevalence of the antimicrobial resistance. We have antimicrobial resistance. See, whenever the doctor prescribes antibiotics, so the moment we feel okay, we'll leave it. They have given 6 tablets, 10 tablets. But what we do? We take 2 tablets and we are okay and we leave the. What is the problem? It allows the bacteria to get the resistance for the tablets. Not only in you. It is in like a whole community will get that problem. Next time, whenever you give that tablet, it will not work upon you. So there are 3 levels of antibiotics in world, not only in India. First level, second level, third level. First level, okay, means mild. Next level, strong, extreme strong. Okay, especially if you take the example of TB, tuberculosis, you will understand. They are, means if you take first level antibiotics, they will enjoy. Okay, our pizza came, our room, noodles came like that. Means they will enjoy that food. Means they are not at all worried about it. Second level also same thing. Okay, so but third level is in still research stage. That means they are in very dangerous state. We don't have antibiotics and making existing antibiotics to not to function because of our bad practice. That is simply we never complete that course. Okay, so they will get adjusted to that. Instead of killing, they will get okay. This drug it acts like a food for them. No problem. So because of this fixed drug combination, we are talking about direct antibiotics. But in FDC, by default, they will add antibiotics. By default. Okay. See what we feel. See what is the purpose behind that? For example, in malls and all, you know that whatever the fast foods, taste makers they will be putting. So that we feel like every time we should take it. It will be attracted. So we'll consume that. Okay, always we feel it's good in taste because they're adding a taste maker so that which deceive the taste buds in our tongue. So that's why we don't like our home food. That is what taste ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, which is not good for our health, but that we are liking. Anyway, here also in FDC, why they are adding antibiotics? That helps the patient to feel good immediately. Not it. You feel like, okay, this tablet is working fine. But that antibiotics is creating AMR, antimicrobial resistance. ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದಾವೆ. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಫುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ತರದ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳಿದಾವೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡೋ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ತರದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. That's why they are banned or not approved, but they are simply okay. See, we are thinking this is normal tablet. It's okay, one tablet is fine, but in that also antibiotics is there, small quantity. So FDCs are combinations of one or more known drugs, okay, useful in treatment of some diseases. Okay, it helps the compliance, easy to take. One tablet instead of taking 3 tablets. If patient has to take 3 different medications, that's what it helps, especially in some like AIDS and all. Every day they have to take. So multiple tablets is irritating. And making FDC, even though most consist of drugs with known safety and efficacy profile, is not an easy job, because how the different drugs behave, that we are not sure. Problem. Okay. How the different drugs behave, combinations. Drugs may interact in a way that reduce the therapeutic efficacy of the active ingredient. Instead of boosting, it is reducing the efficiency. One drug mixing with other drug, that is okay, reducing efficiency, but some are becoming toxic. That is even worse. Toxic metabolites. So then why the pharmaceutical industry love FDCs? Why? Because they escape the liability under multiple laws. They escape the liability under multiple laws without much concern of public health. Okay. One such law is a Drugs Price Control Order, DPCO, under which government fixes the price of individual drugs. Since drug combinations were traditionally not covered under DPCO, pharmaceutical industry decided to make FDC. So now we can come, whatever price we can keep. So anyway, DPCO will not control us, because traditionally this was not there. Single drugs were common. So they are not worried about public health, just worried about market. Then Indian pharmaceutical industry introduced an astounding variety of FDC that lacked any medical rationale. So why that combination? No rationality behind that. Okay, no clinic means approvals, lab testing. For example, anti-inflammatory drugs were combined with vitamins, antihistamines. So vitamins, okay, which is good for health, correct? But that reaction is the dangerous thing. Antihistamines were combined with antidiarrheal agents, penicillin combined with sulfanism, and vitamins combined with analgesic. So these are not found in any other country. In India, we are going for this FDCs. So there were two added advantage. Because of bewildering variety of FDCs being sold in the market, there were no standards set by bodies such as the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. Okay, who are testing these drugs. For this, there is no testing procedure is prescribed. For all type, it is there for single drug. For this, there is no standard. Then who has to do that process? One who is manufacturing. So if you want to know the process, they will give the right thing only. Now we have tested, everything is positive. No side effects, no toxic elements like that. Okay. So, and you cannot punish them under Drugs and Cosmetic Act of 1940. You cannot punish them under Drugs and Cosmetic Act of 1940. At most, when these FTCs are sampled in the market and sent for testing, usual protocol for government laboratories conducting such tests is to write the manufacturer and ask for their own protocols of the test. How to test these drugs anta they know what to give. Okay. Second advantage. See, andre government kada tande adanta ondide illa. It is easy. Either you have to stop that, or like 1, 2, 3 components. 1 and 2 combination drug will be 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Multiple combination drugs will be available in the market. So each and everything you have to test means it becomes the act of permutation and combinations. Okay. So that is not so easy. That's our advantage. Second, it gives to charge whatever price they want. Because DPCO is not covering this. DPCO controls the price of single drugs. Okay, but it is FDC. Okay, multiple drugs are involved in this. So they can charge. Usually what they will do, first they will leave one combination of drug at higher price until the competitor leaves one more drug. They will keep 200 rupees per sheet until the competitor comes. Once the competitor comes, suddenly they'll come to 30 rupees, 50 rupees, 70 rupees, like that. Till that point, they will make money. Okay. You may be worrying, same compound using. Observe ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ? Usually the seller says, sir, other company is there, can I give that? Same drug only, other companies. That means first company is releasing something, later that same combination copied by other companies. Okay, and they will be leaving at somewhat less rate. Other person is keeping 200, they will keep 130, 140, it's like that. Later that original person also will come down. But till that point, he will make money. So without undergoing DPC. ನೋಡಿ, ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ವಿಚಾರ ಇದೆ, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. If 20 different pharmaceutical companies or example is giving, okay, that's it. So initially he will keep higher price, later they will come down. Next, how doctors are prescribing this, that I explained. Doctors are also not aware actually. Only these companies will go and ask the doctors to prescribe. They will give some gift and all to them. Or doctors will think, yeah, this tablet or that tablet will write. But they are also not knowing whether this is cleared the laboratory test or not. That they are not aware. And we cannot put complete blame on the doctor. Okay, but there is a responsibility. If in ethics, you have to write doctor's responsibility it is. Because they are the one who are in that field. So they have to check. They have to check from the, whenever they want to prescribe some tablet, to check what is the condition of this tablet. You cannot escape from that responsibility, but they are not the only culprits. First culprit is, means government is allowing that, means that is the cause of cancer. ನೋಡಿ, ಏನೇನು ವರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಫೇಕ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಕತೆ ಒಂದಿದೆ. Fake drugs. Okay, simply they will create fake drugs. Means ಏನು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. Sometimes toxic things also. They are not worried. Simply they will put covers and sell fake drugs. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಸೇಫ್ ಅಂದ್ರು ಸರ್, ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ not so easy to accept, though even though it is legally sold in the market, you are not sure whether it is tested properly. What is the side effects of that? Sometimes it happens. That is why sometimes even after taking so many tablets, you feel like instead of getting cured, you feel stunned. So this is like a black box. Also feels I have given right combination of drugs only, still they are not okay. So it adds burden on the patients. One side not curing, another side they feel like suspect other things. It may be this disease, it may be that disease, all because it is not cured. So they'll say you go for that test, 3D, all the MRI test, CT scan, whatever they prescribe, because they want to know more, because it is not working. Even though the identification is right, drugs will not be effective. So they unnecessarily suspect, and out of pocket expenditure will be keep on increasing. So that makes the people poor. So really regulatory agency ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ವಶನ್. Okay. So regulatory agencies since 1978, when the first government committee studied the issue, admitted that we had a problem on our hands. Okay. At that time, there was no system under Colonial Era Drugs and Cosmetic Act of 1940 to vet drugs for safety and efficacy before sale, to test that and release. That was not there. Okay. And state drug control, state-wise, they can easily allow, that's what the manufacturing license for any drug formulation. Got it? So central government, no role at all, as per that Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940. But in 1982, okay, they changed the law. Okay, so this is very wrong because each state can give a license. It is not like any, fast-moving consumer goods like kirani angdi. No, so this need to be centralized. So central government, that means Parliament has changed the law to give the central government the power to prohibit the manufacture of specific drugs that lack therapeutic value or justification. Without justification, some drug is added or something, you can ban that. Later in that decade, in 88, central government amended rules to introduce new requirement. Okay, so new drugs, including FTCs, to submit proof of safety and efficacy to the DGCI, Drugs Controller General of India. So that added in 88. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ 14 ಅಲ್ಲಿ no standards, state wise easily they will allow for any manufacturing. Later center amended it, okay, that said if any drug you are going to introduce, whether is it effective, you have to submit the proof, and it is having the right to ban those things. Okay, so the Drugs Controller General of India, who heads the Central Drugs Standards Control Organization. Please do the homework. Prelims question agutte. Central Drug Standard Control Organization, prelims question agutte. So these amendments also made it clear that state drug controls could not grant manufacturing license for new drugs. So state now cannot grant the licenses. Okay, but states are ignoring that. Even though this amendment is done, states are continuously allowing the new licenses. Okay, so despite law being crystal clear, okay, the state drug controllers simply ignored the law and they are issuing the licenses. Okay, and FDC is not approved by DCGI. Even then they are allowing that. Yaar mistake really? State mistake ide. State mistake ide, clear cut mistake ide. Okay, if they take action, manufacturing is not done. We cannot say doctor responsibility is there anta helide, but we cannot put complete liability on them. Okay, they believe drugs controller authority is there, they will take care of this thing. What is my role? Okay, but ಅವ್ರದ್ದು we cannot say 0% role. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು liability ಇದೆ. Correct alva? So instead of ordering criminal prosecutions, Ministry of Health is playing a game of, okay, simply what it is doing, under 26A, you can prohibit as per the law. See, simply it is saying that after manufacturing license, it is prohibiting. This game yake anta. Instead of taking action on them, okay, banning those drugs. Alappa, produce madake bidbedappa. Root cause in kaile. But it is simply banning those drugs. It has issued 448 orders under this provision since 83, banning mostly FDCs. Okay. You license kododante or ban madodante. So before giving license itself, you check whether that FDC. Okay. See, nam kann edragade irode ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದೀವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Say 239 unapproved FDCs being sold in 2020 in just one category of FDCs. Okay. More than 42 years after problem was first flagged, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು 72 ನಲ್ಲೇ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಲಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅನ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟೆಡ್ FTC may end up in contributing to the AMR. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, antimicrobial resistance will increase. So that is a serious threat. So you cannot cure the diseases easily when there is no medicine. Third line illa alle research nadita ide, but release agilla, or by that time already first level, second level antibiotics are not working. For small ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜ್ವರಕ್ಕೆ ಶೀತಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಬಹುದು, but for TB big not cured by this first level, third second level antibiotics. So ತುಂಬಾ important article ಇದು. Antimicrobial resistance, that's what, whenever see microbial
yes sir,
resistance will improve when you are taking antibiotics without complete course. If you take complete course, that will be killed. Okay. But if you take like only 1 or 2 tablets, so you feel better. By the time you will leave, but for that, they will not die. But instead of that, they will increase their immunity. Okay. So that's what is the thing. So these drugs will become ineffective. That is what is the big concern. In India, another thing is counter sale. For example, if you go to medical shop, we trust more medical shop guys than doctors. Do you accept? ಏನಾರು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ before visiting doctor? At least you see what he has done, whether he is a famous doctor or something. But for medical shop, we will never ask. Whatever he give, you believe and you'll take. We'll tell, sir, you take this one tablet, this one tablet. He will only prescribe. You will take it. Okay. So counter sale should not happen, because in European countries and all. Okay. So it is like you have to explain them what is the side effect of each tablet. Doctor will explain you. Are you okay? In India, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಕೇಳೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Are you okay ಅಂತ? Are you okay with this problem? ಸೀನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay. Second thing, once he explains and gives prescribes, medical shop owner first compulsory they will ask for prescription. Without that, they will not give. After giving tablets, again he will explain. See, this is having this side effect, this is having this side effect. Are you okay with this? ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ ರೇರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಂತ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? In 2013, this question was asked. At the time, the different issue, but whatever. Again, it is, see, 72 in the problem is another question ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಕೇಳ್ತೆ. Okay. At that time also same news, something like banning of something fixed. So ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ತಲೆ ವರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So bad. ಲಾ ಇದೆ, ಲಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. That means where is the problem? Implementation. State government is the culprit here. If you go Himachal Pradesh, biggest culprit. Most of the drugs manufactured in India are from Himachal Pradesh. Why? Why? ಏನಪ್ಪ? Because they give license easily. Okay, but that is a bad thing. For example, other market, you will feel happy. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? For example, license easily means business you can do easily. But this pharmaceutical industry license getting easily is not a good side. ಏನು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ. So if other states started following this, ಓಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ವರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, ರೈಟ್? ಈಚ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ they want to more revenue, let us find revenue where to okay, they know that. So here lot of money is there, so they started giving licenses easily. Why IT industry only in Karnataka? Bare state ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಸೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ? It is always like somebody takes interest in something, it will happen. So here we made policies in such a way that helped the IT industries to open easily, alva. So like that. This is political thing, north-south divide, how the politicians are acting. That is okay. And IC warning. What is this? icy warning. 3 days back, news came. In last 1 decade, 1 meter of every year, right? Or total. Every year, 1 meter is melted. I think for 1 decade, I guess. Whatever. 1 meter is not small thing. That much whole icy layer. 1 meter in 10, I guess. No, per year. Okay. Okay. So here they are talking about an icy warning. The same news only the editor is taking and writing. Threats from glaciers should be in same risk category as cyclones and quakes. So earthquake, we consider like a disaster causing agent. Cyclone also same thing. But glacier melting, we are not at all categorizing as a serious event. So editor is telling that it is as good as earthquake and cyclone. It is clear, damaging slowly. Okay. But same like an earthquake or a cyclone. The World Meteorological Organization recent report, the global climate 2011-20, gives a broad view of the planet's response to the greenhouse gas emissions. In this section, the state of glacier health points out that world's glacier is thinned by approximately a meter in a 10 years or 1 meter, not every year. 1 meter is huge. Complete glacier. Okay, that means 10 meters. That is the huge. 1 meter itself is big thing. 10 meter, huge. It is not like that much layer you imagine. 10 meter almost. Correct, no? This much layer melting means that is forever. It is not like again it will come back. That much is melting forever. That much water is going to be added to the oceans. When compared across decades, there is a significant regional variance of the world are becoming smaller. Okay. In fact, some of the reference glaciers which are used to make long-term assessments of the glacier health have already melted away. Okay. So, example they are giving everywhere, not just in one particular place. In Africa, glaciers on the Rwenzori Mountains and Mount Kenya are projected to disappear by 2030. Remember the example. Ide nim kai hidiyodu. Okay, Mount Kenya, at least you ಕೇಳಿರಬಹುದು ಹೆಸರು. Okay, Rwenzori Mountain. So they are saying that by 2030, glaciers itself will not be there. Then where is the fresh source of water for that? Correct ತಾನೆ? ಆ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ fresh water source ಅದೇ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? So that will be gone forever. Those in Kilimanjaro by 2040. ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲೇ ಕಿಲಿಮಾಂಜರೋ glaciers will be vanished by 2040. Then GLOFs are increasing. What is that? In India also recently it happened. That is glacier lakes outburst flood. ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ಲ? in Uttarakhand ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ? Glacier lake outburst flood. Suddenly it will collapse and heavy water flow will happen. Uttarakhand ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? So they are increasing. So ಅದಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿನೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆಗೆ and it is creating disaster. Next, the glacial melt contributed to the one of the decades worst flooding disaster Uttarakhand floods. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಮೊನ್ನೆದ ಬೇರೆ ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡ್ದು ಚಾರ್ಧಾಮ್ ಹಿಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ? 2013 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಧಾಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫ್ಲಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಟೂರಿಸಂ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ಡ್. ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ, complete even though government regulations are there not to construct any commercial things, people did that. So this is the buffer zone, this is water flowing zone, but in case of flood it will create problem here. But in spite of that, people created it, so damage happened like anything. So that is also because of glacial melt only. And Another this year, okay, Chungtang Dam in Sikkim. So after the South Lonak Lake flooded from the melting glacier. Two examples. One is Lonak Lake, another is Chungtang Dam in Sikkim. Earlier this year, by the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development found that disappearance of glaciers in the Hindu Kush Himalayas was 65% faster in 2010. Nodkodi. Every year it is increasing. The way of disappearing is very fast. Nama fresh source of water, Maribedi. We are saying that okay, Himalayas are continuously running because because of this glaciers, right? So now that is going to be disappeared means what will be the impact? And the current rate of global greenhouse gas emission expected to see temperature increase by 2.5 to 3 degree by end of the century. Because every country is keep on talking but not implementing. 1.5 degree ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದು 2.5 to 3 degree. The volume of glaciers is forecast to decline by 55% to 75%. ಆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಹಾಳಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 55% to 75% ವ್ಯಾನಿಶ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಮೀನ್ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಬೈ 2050. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೀರಿಲ್ದೇನೆ. ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟರ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್, ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕತೆ ವರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ತರ ದಿನ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರು ಇವತ್ತೆಷ್ಟಿದೆ 1 ಲೀಟರ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ. So that's it. And he's saying that it is as good as cyclone and earthquake. Please consider this as a similar event. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲಡ್ is happening. Chennai flies under water. That is visible. This is slowly evaporating. And the third article, this is also important article. Bridge the deficit between India and Sri Lanka. ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ನೈಬರಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? What is the deficit between India and Sri Lanka? See, we are having a good economic relations with Bangladesh, okay, Nepal, Bhutan, even Myanmar. But we don't have that much economic relation with Sri Lanka. We are helping them, but no such projects like with Bangladesh or Nepal. Why? That's what they are saying. The deficit is there. Please bridge that deficit. Bridge that deficit. So recently, the Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe said, okay, connectivity with India has to come none too soon. ಇದು ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. ನಿಮಗೆ IR ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್. 20 years ago, Mr. Chennai visit ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ Wickremesinghe, then Prime Minister, while delivering a lecture, floated the idea of building a bridge linking Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu with the Talai Mannar in northern province of Sri Lanka. Okay, so if the bridge is there between India and Sri Lanka directly, economic cooperation and integration will be very strong. That is the purpose of that. This was part of larger vision of regional economic integration. Okay, so that southern states and Sri Lanka will be having good relation with Sri Lanka and trade will improve. Same way, the eastern states are having good relation with Bangladesh and Myanmar, northeast states. So, either one by one. In a Western, we cannot talk about that you know that how Pakistan is behaving, but still we have trade with Pakistan. Okay. He has been discussing the concept of economic integration on many occasions, okay, and at the several international fora. But whenever groups and parties claiming to represent the interest of Sinhalese Buddhists express their opposition to the proposal. But always in Sri Lanka, you know that already I explained the Tamilians versus the Sinhalese and Buddhist. Who are majority population in Sri Lanka? Sinhalese, correct? Buddhists are there, then Tamilians, correct now? So always these people, the Sinhalese and Buddhists, express the no, because they are thinking the moment it is connected, it is for the purpose of these Tamilians. Okay, they are opposing that. In 2015, when India's road transport and highway minister Gadkari informed Lok Sabha that Asian Development Bank was willing to fund the bridge project of 24,000 crore, Sri Lanka did not respond to this because of their local opposition. And recently, okay, one more thing, we expect to utilize the Colombo port to meet the supply needs of the Southwest India and Trincomalee port to meet the supply needs of the Southeast Asia. Okay, again, Sri Lankan president has said that, okay, Colombo port can be used for this and also Trincomalee port can be used for this. So that Indian relation, existing port. Okay, but we need badly a bridge so that, see, you know that road connectivity is like easiest one. If assume that bridge is there, you know that tourism, everything will be like, many people will go by taking car itself, vehicle loan. So that becomes easy. Okay, whenever the land connectivity is there, so relations become more stronger. Second, that is about transportation, that is about connectivity. Power grid. Okay, are we having power grid connection between two countries? No. But effort was there since from the earlier, in 1970 itself. Okay, both the countries said that we have to have electric connectivity between two countries. Okay. Over 13 years have lapsed since the two countries signed a memorandum of understanding on the bilateral grid, but not even 1 unit of electricity has been transmitted. But with respect to Bangladesh, 7,000 million units annually, okay, we are exporting. India is exporting 7,000 million units annually for the last couple of years. Electricity we are providing. But Sri Lanka, adu ashte hatra ide, but not 1 unit kuda agilla. 70 since we are trying. Ee gap kalna artha madkobeku. My question is, India itself is having a scarcity for electricity, right? Then why they are supplying to Bangladesh? Okay. Then that international component always will be there. Whether we have or not, we have to go maintain good relation with the other countries. Then it is not that we are only supplying. Actually, that is the agreement between Bhutan and Bangladesh. Bhutan has to go, whatever electricity, it has to pass through India. It is not just our electricity. That country, Bhutan is having large scale potential for producing the electricity because of hilly states. Everywhere falls so that easily electricity can be generated. So if we completely use that, the problem of India can be solved easily. Electricity production. Okay. So it is also agreement between three countries. But anyway, but we are having that relation. About 1 month ago, Modi and Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina jointly commissioned a virtual mode, the second unit of Rampal Maitri Power Project. And one more project with respect to Bangladesh, Rampal. You know that everything can be asked in exam. Okay. Apart from launching 2 other infrastructure projects, in fact, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh had inked memoranda of understanding with 2010 for collaboration. But it is, agilla 17 allindo try ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ 10 all ಆಯ್ತು, but 1 unit to ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. But here already second project also being launched. It is not that no energy projects are being taken by farmer. Andre ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. Yes, there are things. For example, in renewable energy, okay, so we are certain, but it is not like full-fledged electricity transportation, not like that. There only projects are there. As we planned earlier, that 1 gigawatt or 1000 megawatt establishment of high voltage direct overhead line between Madurai to New Habrana. So it was planned. If that was done, at least they would have not faced the recent problem there. ಇಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಇದನ್ನ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 2030 ಡೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಒಂದಾಯ್ತು, ರೋಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್. India Sri Lanka free trade agreement signed in 1998. You know that free trade agreement means, like other members, easily goods can be transported to India and India to Sri Lanka easily. Restrictions will be less. Okay. Yet the two countries have not yet been able to go beyond, despite holding talks for years on entering into economic and technology cooperation agreement. After a break of 5 years, negotiation resumed few weeks ago. ಅದೇ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. Okay. So Sri Lanka is importing from India and also from other countries. Okay. So among them, India is the largest exporter, or Sri Lanka is importing from India. Okay, but that is not consistent. Sometimes it goes down, again it comes back. Though certain portions of imports were through credit lines offered by India, always India supports. A recent economic crisis also India supported. Okay, so it gave on the credit line. What is this credit line? Line of credit. What is that?
For less.
It is like a continuous, see, one time loan ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Line of credit for bank says up to 25 lakh you can take. Now you say I will take 3 lakh. Okay, I need another 2 lakh. I need another 3 lakh. Like that you can do up maximum limit. So line of credit. So whenever you need, again and again, no negotiation, up to this you can take. Okay. And tourism is the major source for income. Correct, no? Sri Lanka depends upon tourism. India remained the largest single country of tourist arrivals, with its share of being 17%. ನಮ್ಮವರು ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ 17%. ಅಷ್ಟು ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾಗೆ ಟೂರ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಮಾಲ್ಡೀವ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗೋಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿಯಾಗೋ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ದಟ್. ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಬರೀ 17 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವನ್ ಮಚ್ ಮೋರ್ ದನ್ ದಟ್. So some developments are started. That is a good move. Please reach the all within by 2030. So the after recent crisis, Sri Lanka, I think, has felt, okay, we have to improve at any cost. So certain developments like air service between Chennai and Jaffna can be started again, which helps tourism, correct, trade. Ferry service between Nagapattinam and Kanke Santurai, and also India's National Dairy Development Board, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation. So they are helping Sri Lanka's self-sufficiency in dairy. So who has to take more interest here? Sri Lanka has to take more interest. India is willingly ready to help. Okay. So read such articles your answer writing skills will improve. Okay, and it won't take much time. See, one article editorial ಇಷ್ಟು 25-30% ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೇಜ್ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಓದೋದ್ ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ 10 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತೀರಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ನೋ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓದ್ಬೋದು. ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಹೆದರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ, ತುಂಬಾ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಗ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, ಗ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂತ. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಯು. ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್. ನಾವೇ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆನಿಯನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್? So protectionism, correct. Administrative controls. Usually there are 3 ways to control inflation. Inflation means price rise. 3 ways. What is that? What are the 3 ways? One is under RBI. It can take the money out of the market. Correct. So that is one thing. Second is under government. So it will ensure MSP and all, so that more onion can be produced, something like that. Means it will take the importing from other countries, all decisions. Administrative measures, that is quantity control, like export import na check ಮಾಡೋದು. Import they will allow immediately, export they will put control. Administrative measures, so there are different ways to. Okay, so RBI announces UPI payment limit. You know that per day you cannot transfer 1 lakh and all. So to set rules for online loan aggregators. So for example, some education institutions, fees payment and all, some extra amount is required. For that, they have given some exemptions. That's what healthcare and education, 1 lakh to 5 lakh. Fees payment and all for education, UPSC easiest way. But if you make 1 lakh and all, again they have to use for check and other things. So existing facility they cannot use. So for them, they have given exemptions in healthcare for medicine, means medical cost and all, 1 lakh, 2 lakh surgery and also means easily they should be available. For why others they are not giving more than 1 lakh? ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ 1 lakh ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? Education healthcare ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಪ್ ಟು 5 lakh they can make UPI payments. Others ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು? ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ನಮಗೆ 1 lakh ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. UPI, why they have to put limit? Your money, your wish, right? Why?